and welcome to the Reflection Show with me, Martha Inspires. There is this health condition that it's alarming. It's become serious. We've spoken about it before on the Reflection Show, but I feel that we need to have that conversation again. Maybe some of you didn't see the other episode that we did. Kidneys. Our kidneys have been one of the issues all around. Kidney disease, are our kidneys healthy? Are we eating well? Are we drinking well? What are the things that we are not supposed to eat or drink? The lifestyles that we are not supposed to live, but we are living. Today, we are going to look at kidney health, what you and I can do for ourselves so that we will be exempted. Dialysis are expensive, surgeries are expensive, caring after surgery is also expensive. But there is a way we can stay strong and healthy and prevent this from happening to us or anyone in our family. So stay tuned to this conversation because it's going to be great. It's going to be amazing. I am Arthur Spice.
My name is Kezapuma Esayiwo. When I read, I feel proud. I know I can become anything in the future. Thank you. My name is Mustafa Mufida. Reading helps me understand my lessons better and improves my spelling.
My name is Ahmed Nadra. I am in Basic 6. Reading is the foundation of education. A child who learns to read gains knowledge and confidence.
My name is Alhassan Mafwa. Before joining the reading clinic, I was shy to read in class. Now I can read confidently. Thank you.
Welcome back from the break. Kidneys. Anytime I'm doing an episode on kidneys, I just begin to reflect on the number of flyers we have seen on social media, all appealing for funds for kidney transplants. Most times, all these transplants are even out of the country. They are not in Ghana. I just saw a story within the week that is it Kolebu also have been able to have kidney transplant about 10 or 15 for some few years now. So it means that Ghana is now able to have kidney transplants here, which is quite really, really expensive still. But when we are able to prevent it from happening in the first place, we won't spend a lot of money on kidney transplants. I'll be speaking with two amazing nurses. They are palliative care specialists. Right? So they've seen all the situations, kidneys, cancer, etc., etc. But today they're going to share with us what we can do to prevent ourselves from, should I say, getting or contracting kidney disease. Well, thank you for joining me on the show. Let me start with you. Kidney disease. What is it all about?
So the kidney, in simple terms, is an organ in the body that takes part in excreting waste products from your body. And so it's like a machine for your body that takes in, your blood and then removes the excess, the waste in form of urine. So if it is not well, it means that it cannot function normally. So all the waste that would have come out through your urine is now going to be staying in your body as toxins. Your body don't need it, and it's there. So as much as they stay there, they will cause problem for you. And so that will be all the other signs and symptoms that one will be exhibiting when they say you have, a kidney problem.
Okay. Madam Evelyn, anything to add to that?
Yeah, I think just as she said, it's a very important organ in the body. And each and every one of us need to take care of our kidneys. But when you lose a kidney, you are unable to replace it. And the cost involved is so much that...
Originally, I'm told everybody's supposed to have it's 2 kidneys. So each person has two kidneys.
But can still function with one.
Okay. So what happens that makes kidneys go bad?
Yes. So a lot of things actually happens. And sometimes infection can happen. And one most important thing is that hypertension. I think is the leading cause of kidney diseases in one part of the country or even globally. Hypertension, diabetes, they are the leading cause of kidney condition. But sometimes our lifestyles too. You see the kind of food that we are eating, the things that we are taking in, the chemicals that we are taking into our bodies, they all are harmful and they are causing a lot of harm into our body. And sometimes blood loss too. You see, you are losing a lot of blood. The kidneys needs blood to function. When you are short of blood, they kind of shut down. And it's difficult for them to function if you are short of. So a lot of things come into play: infection, our lifestyles, the conditions, and the whole lot. Dehydration and all that come into play.
So we used to feel that kidney disease was like far away from us, very far away from us. But it's very close to us. You see, even children and adolescents having it. But children may not be eating and drinking or having all these things that you are talking about. Or some people living in rural communities may not even be having all those risk factors. Or just take us through the risk factors, just anything, so that, maybe one or two may apply with somebody.
Okay, so the main ones she mentioned are the hypertension and then the diabetes. So when you have hypertension, there's pressure on your blood vessels, and the blood vessels in the kidney are also pressured. And so that can lead to what the kidney itself having a problem. Then diabetes to high blood sugar levels in your blood. That also kind of damages the filter. You see, the kidney is like a filter, a sieve. So high blood sugar levels also can damage that sieve in the kidney. We call it the glomerulus. So if that is also damaged, then that you can easily get a kidney problem. Aside that, drinking water, because the kidney needs, to be hydrated, kind of. So whether you drink water or not, it is going to function.
Okay.
So if you are hydrating yourself well, you help it to do its function appropriately. But once you are not drinking enough water a day, it means you are straining it. It has to work harder. So as it works harder, of course, it's a machine, so it can wear out, and that can also lead to kidney problems. Then, like she mentioned, our lifestyle, the foods we eat, salty foods, high oils, cholesterol foods, the fast foods. We have rejected the vegetables and fruits, and then we are
shawarma.
We now want it very fast. The Indomines, and then the oil in it is. It's like the oil is even what we are eating. So all those are not healthy for the kidney. So as we consume them, we are kind of like giving it problem to solve. We are adding its problem to solve. So once you give it more problem to solve, it can break down. And so that is one of the leading cause of, many of the kidney issues we have. And so that is why you can now not say it's a disease for the elderly. But we are all eating. We are all not drinking. We are not exercising. You get it? So
what happens, or at what point, what are the symptoms that would show on my body or my face to know that I have to go and check my kidneys?
Okay. First of all, I would say that you don't even need to see anything before you go and check. You just have to make it a conscious of effort to check your kidneys regularly. So once you are checking, if there's a problem, or sometimes you can be having the disease, but you may not manifest any symptoms. So as you continue checking, the labs can pick up maybe something, one or two things that will prompt the doctor also to move to the next. So just don't wait. Once we are sitting here normal, we say we are not having any kidney condition. We might be having some, we don't know. So just make it a conscious effort to check regular. So checking is key here.
Okay, so today I'm listening to you. I've not been able to check yet. But how will I also know to help somebody who may not even think of checking? Some people feel like I won't go and check and tell me I have it to kill me fast. So how do I also be an advocate, but maybe seeing the signs to let them to go and check and so it doesn't become serious?
Okay, so she mentioned infection too as one of the causes. So if you are getting signs of, say, difficulty in urinating, or you are urinating, there's burning sensation, certainly there's a problem with your urinary system. So you need to visit the hospital immediately for them to assess to see what is the cause. So when they assess and see that it's an infection, they can treat it early. But if you're having symptoms like this and you are staying at home and self-medicating, you don't actually know what is the problem, but you're self-medicating, because the other cause of kidney problems is NSAIDs consumption, the painkillers we take, the brufen, the paracetamols. They are made for us
excess consumption.
Yes,
And
you
even
can
the
take them for
herbal
short
preparations that we take.
Yes, the herbs that we take. You can take these ones for a short duration. So if let's say it's pain and you are taking paracetamol, at least not more than 7 days and all that. So, but when it becomes a habit that every pain you are taking paracetamol, toe pain, paracetamol, headache, you are taking, it becomes a habit.
Yeah.
That's also excess for your kidney to deal with. So once you get small symptoms of, say, infection, fever, and all those things, the best is to come, for checkup at the hospital where labs are done, and then they know exactly what is causing, say, the fever, and then they treat it so that the infection does not progress. When you have the infection and allow it to progress, it can then lead to a kidney problem in future.
Okay. Now, after you are tested and you are told, does it have stages?
Oh, yes.
Okay, before I ask my question, but what are the stages?
So basically, you may have, say, a kidney infection.
Okay.
Which can just be treated with antibiotics. You
Okay.
have kidney stones, mostly as a result of the fact that you don't drink a lot of water. And so the kidney is forced to work with little fluid there. So they can easily crystallize, and that becomes the kidney stones there, which can also be treated. But if they are not treated well or are not even treated at all, they advance. Then you can have a chronic kidney disease.
Okay.
So chronic kidney disease means that the kidney is not able to function as it should. It's not able to sieve out all your waste. So some are being retained in your body. If that is not also tackled even early, then it can lead to an end stage. It means that the kidney has shut down. So it cannot work for you at all. Unlike it was chronic, it was still, let's call it crawling little by little. When it reaches the end stage, it shuts down. And even at the end stage, there are now stages. The beginning will be stage 1. We have from stage 1 to stage 4 as it goes.
At what point are you required for a surgery?
You mean the transplant?
Yes, the transplant. The transplant is having to remove someone's kidney to put inside you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the transplant is at the point the kidney, like I said, shut down. It can't work. It can't function again. It has lost its function. So you need a new kidney. So the new kidney, that's where the surgery will come, where they take another person's one kidney and then replace with the one of yours.
Yeah.
But if both of yours are shut down, it means all the waste.
Okay, so even if you have two and one is shut down, one can still be.
Oh yes, one will still keep the body going.
Okay.
So it's at the point both cannot work for you that is very, very dangerous. So the end stage itself. So at that point that you will need a kidney. And then the surgery will have to, like you said, these surgeries are not really done in Ghana, and they are very, very expensive as well. So what we have in Ghana is dialysis.
Okay.
Where the dialysis is an artificial kidney.
Okay.
So to speak. So that what your kidney would have done for you, the dialysis will do it for you. So now your kidney is in your body and was doing this work every time. You can't be carrying the dialysis machine and it will be doing it for you every time. So you are giving schedules. Of course, we don't even have the machines also.
Yeah,
and
enough
numbers.
Yeah.
So you can't sit with the machine 24/7. So they do it for you some number of hours to take away the waste. But as they take it away, it will accumulate. So as it accumulates, you need to come again, and then the dialysis helps to take the waste away.
Wow, I'm just looking at the discomfort people actually go through.
Very uncomfortable.
It's very uncomfortable.
So, if one gets to the hospital after listening to this interview and you are told that you have a kidney disease, what should you know? The doctors will counsel you and all that, but we've already established that don't be afraid, go and test and all. But then when you now go and say you have it, or you go with a family member and they say they have it, what should you do from that moment?
Tough one there.
Yeah.
So you have that's if they tell you the kidneys have shut down, right? So you have end-stage kidney disease. So the options are there. So the option one is for a transplant.
Okay.
Which I think is the ideal. You want your kidney to function. If you can get another person's kidney that is compatible with yours, then the surgery is done, and then that kidney will begin to do its work in your body. So that is the ultimate ideal management there. If that cannot be done, is where the dialysis comes in. Like I said, it's an artificial kidney. So the artificial kidney will mimic the natural kidney.
Yeah.
It does the work for the number of hours they put you on, takes out the waste, so that you move on with life. Now, after dialysis, if say dialysis 2 is not possible for you, then it's palliative care, where is the symptoms that you are presenting with that will now be managed, because it will come with pain. There will be puffiness. Now there's a lot of toxins in your body. You are puffy, your feet is swollen, your hands probably are swollen, your BPs can be going up, sugar levels can be going up. You can have fever, you can't eat, there's nausea, you are tired, you are weak, and all those other things. You are prone to infection. The least thing, you can easily be infected. So these are the symptoms you will bring in, and then palliative care will simply manage those symptoms. So if you are having headache, then they can manage your headache, the headache subsides. If you are vomiting, they manage the vomiting, and so on and so forth.
So at that point, it's like just be there, living till the day God calls you home.
Oh, yes.
So at that point, you have to check your lifestyle. Maybe those things that you used to do, this time something is happening in your body. So you have to also reduce some of those harmful, the harmful things that you were doing.
So that one, doctors are also able to tell you have this number of days or years to live. No, maybe it will now prepare someone. It will help you like prepare your will or something.
I think for will preparation, we should all prepare our wills.
Yeah. It depends on what you have. Some of us will just have phone charges. What will are you going to prepare?
Yes, but that is to say that if you have end-stage disease, the prognosis is poor.
Okay.
Prognosis is the outcome.
Okay.
The outcome. What will that lead to is poor. We can't say 100% of, say, you have malaria, you will get well. If I give you artesunate amlodipine, you will get well.
Yeah.
You can't say that for end-stage kidney. So the prognosis is poor. So if the prognosis is poor, we are managing it. So what we have today, we assess you. The doctors will assess you, your sugar level, your HB level, all the other components of your blood. They do the tests and all that to know what medication can sustain that, so that it doesn't deteriorate. Because if it further deteriorates, the symptoms will be worse, and that means you keep on suffering. So basically, that is what happens.
No, but on a personal note, I have been wondering how doctors are able to know that, whether it's kidney cancer, whatever, they're able to tell someone that you have, it may not be the exact day, but they can say you have 3 months to live. Some is usually before or even few weeks after. There's a machine that you use to know that based on the system. This is actually a very personal question.
So for us, palliative, we have tools that we use. We call them performance tools.
Okay.
So based on what you are presenting, we use that. One is the ECOG, Eastern Oncology
then palliative performance 2. So, and they are in stages 1 to 4. If it is a 0 to 4, if it is 5, that means the patient is dead. So if it is the 0, that means the person has the disease condition, but the symptoms are not manifesting itself so much like that. So the person can go about with his or her normal duties. So if it is 1, ECOG 1, that means the disease is beginning to manifest. You can see the signs and symptoms in the body. But the person can still perform some activities of daily living, not so strenuous activities. Then if it is 2, yes, we see that the condition is advancing a bit, but still you're able to perform some basic life activities. You can bath, you can feed yourself and all that. Then if it is 3, let's say ECOG 3.
So the as is going to
Yes, it's going.
you are going.
Yes, it's going. That means the disease is progressing. Yeah, so you are spending most of your time on bed or in a wheelchair, and you need assistance to perform your daily activities. And then when it is 4, we say you are bed bound. You can't do anything for yourself. Somebody have to feed you, somebody have to bath you, somebody have to do this for you. You see, and it depends. And then when it's 5 days, then you are gone. So it depends on the stage that you can. We palliative, we have the tools that we use to assess. Yeah. But sometimes you have to be careful when you are communicating some of these things to the patient.
So it's only used for patients, but not. So if I just can right now, I don't have any known condition. Can you use it?
So right now you are 0.
Yeah, 0.
We are all 0 because we are not manifesting any.
So unless there's a condition,
Yes.
Yeah.
So is it only for kidney or any general?
Any
disease.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So even if I have malaria, right, I enter my body and I can use that thing. If
with,
it goes
with
to
malaria, we can use the tool or you, but you know malaria, you can get better.
Yes.
So you can be 4 today, tomorrow you may be 3 or 2, or you get better. Yeah. So it depends on the condition.
It's actually very. I've been wondering, like someone will say, "Oh, I'm told I will die within 6 months, 3 months." I'm like, how are they able to know?
Yeah, it's a delicate conversation that you need to be careful when you are having it. Because you can see the symptoms that this patient has a few seconds or hours to die, but it will surprise you. You go and come back, this patient is still on fighting on. So you have to be careful when you are having this kind of conversation. That is why we always say
the shock alone will even kill them before the disease.
So for us, we always say we live a day at a time. We have today. What can we do today? So let's do what we can do today for the patient. When tomorrow comes, then we do what tomorrow brings. Well, we are sitting here, we know today. Tomorrow we don't know. Even today we don't know evening time what happened. So we live a day at a time.
We live a day at a time.
Yes.
And it's true, because sometimes I really look at some things and I'm like, you know, yes, people come to share testimonies and stuff. The doctor said this, but later, even sometimes not even testimonies. Some doctors will say, but I looked at this thing, and the next moment they come and it's a different thing.
Yeah.
So when it comes to kidney and other issues, I know that the risk factors are usually high when you have other complications.
Yeah.
So if you have a kidney, can someone have kidney and cancer at the same time?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Kidney and cancer.
Yeah.
Hey.
They can have kidney cancer. Yeah, they can develop cancer in the kidney.
Hey.
Cancer is abnormal growth on any part of your body.
So it can
and
grow
where it is
anywhere.
growing, they name it. So if it's breast cancer.
I don't want to be here, but I just don't know where from cancer. I've just been wondering where, because everybody, I've even interviewed you on cancer, and it's like we don't even know what is caused. At least malaria, we know that it's by mosquitoes. But cancer, nobody knows what causes cancer.
Yes,
Anyways.
we call them predisposing factors, because you are exposed to certain things. Then science is saying that maybe those are the things that has made you to develop the cancer. But you can't come and name it like we have named the mosquito as the cause of malaria.
Okay.
So there are many factors that come together before you can get.
Go back and watch our episode on the cancer. Let's not get. So we are coming back to the kidney, and you said that based on our lifestyle, everybody's eating, children, etc. But let's look at some signs and symptoms a parent can see. It's a hard conversation, I know, because a parent will be looking at maybe body temperature, malaria, basic infections for kids. But to have even sometimes 10 to 12-year-olds having kidney disease is really alarming. So it's just something that parents should pay attention to, even with what they feed their kids with.
Yes. So basically, the lifestyle changes after we are all in the trap. We are all in the trap because the foods we are all eating now, excuse me to say, are not healthy. So we are eating more salt, we are eating more sugar, and we are eating more oil. In almost all our food, we find these three. We're, white flour, the corn, instead of us to eat it whole, we are taking the back out and eating the white. Sugar is white, and all that. So our foods generally are not that healthy. And now even with the healthy ones, we are now afraid again of what? Mercury in them. So the vegetables we are eating also, we are afraid again of mercury on them. So you can't say you will not eat them. Okay, even if you are growing them at home. For example, if let's say you are in the Obuasi area and you have a garden at home, but that is it, right? Because that is the water that's the plant are using. So we are all in a way exposed. So that's why we should pay attention to the little infections maybe our children get. So your child is having an infection, complaints of, headache, stomach ache. You see your child is maybe developing some puffiness in the face, swollen feet. You have to pay attention to them and visit, the hospital for them to run these tests and find out why these things are happening. And then if there is, solution, it begins quickly. But if you are brushing them off, your head is aching, take paracetamol, then you brush it off. There's an infection, you don't pay attention to it. You take some routine drugs, some antibiotic from the pharmacy, and it subsides, and then you brush it off again. So they then compound, and then it can result in a bigger so it's for us to be vigilant with our children, watch them as they play, and then the signs they present with.
Many years ago, I was just watching a documentary on TV, GTV, and I heard someone talk about the risk factors when you mentioned paracetamol, and I think it's stuck in my mind. So anytime I'm not well headache, I would never take paracetamol. I would never. I think up until last year or 2 years ago that they had to insist to give it to me. And I think after I was okay, because just like you mentioned the risk factors, but I was very young. That was the time that it was only GTV that we had. And they mentioned the risk factors. I didn't hear any other thing like what they asked. It's only the paracetamol I heard. And I said, no, I won't take para again. So they could give me para when I'm sick and I'll throw it away. But I'm not saying that para causes. I'm just trying to talk about some of the risk factors. And taking painkillers all the time. Menstrual pains, para. A headache, para. You feel a pain in your rib, para. Roofing, everything. You are taking all of those things. And it may not be para, but any other medications in that line should be very careful for. I remember there was a time that I was feeling some pain. I was like, hey, is that my kidney? Once just for some pulling para, hey, is it my kidney?
Well, but you need to check.
Yes, you have to go to the hospital to check for your kidneys. And so let's take a break. We'll be right back.
My name is Kezapuma Esaiwo. When I read, I feel proud. I know I can become anything in the future. Thank you. My name is Mustafa Mufida. Reading helps me understand my lessons better and improves my spelling.
My name is Ahmed Nadra. I am in Basic 6. Reading is the foundation of education. A child who learns to read gains knowledge and confidence.
My name is Alhassan Mafwa. Before joining the reading clinic, I was shy to read in class. Now I can read confidently. Thank you.
Welcome back from the break. Still the Reflection Show with me, Martha Inspires. This kidney I think that I want to advocate to a lot of people out there to actually take kidney screening very important. If you have 200, sometimes we go out and we chill and we spend more than 200 Ghana cedis, on lunch or dinner with friends, but 200 cedis to go and check your kidneys becomes a problem. Please, this year, before the end of 2026, I beg you, go and do head to toe health screening. check everything. About 2 years ago, I went to do a health screening, and the doctor I was doing a scan. I was like, check my fallopian tube, check my womb. He was just laughing. I said, check everywhere. When he finished, I said, no, I didn't see that. I want to understand whatever is on the scan, but I had to let him to do it. I said, check everywhere, my stomach, my kidneys, my womb, my esophagus. When I said that, he started laughing, because it's important to get checked up. And anytime I go to the hospital, as far as they are taking blood from me, I will check my genotype and blood group. And one time my doctor said, are you expecting your blood group or your genotype to change? But it's just important to know, because there are people who say, oh, I know I'm AA. My mother told me I'm AA, and they're about to get married. You go and check, they are all SS. Yeah. So if possible, every 2 to 3 years, just check your genotype so that you are sure that you are not SS or anything. So now, coming back to that, what should family and friends know and reduce or stop stigmatization when they find out that their relative have kidney disease? And don't just assume that, oh, the person is going to die. What can we do to support our friends who have that?
You mean support?
Yes.
People already having it.
Yes, already having it. Yes.
Yeah. So kidney disease is it's a serious illness that I think that you can't or you should not stigmatize someone with it. We are all prone, because if it's lifestyle, we are all in the same kind of lifestyle. We are eating the same kind of foods. We don't all drink water the amount that you see. So the risk factors are such that in one way or the other, you find yourself doing one of them at one point in time. So there won't be any gain if you stigmatize, but you don't even know your kidney function as you are talking. That can change.
Yeah, it's
But the support these people need is massive, because if your kidney is actually not functioning, you go through a lot of pain. You go through a lot of pain, a lot of trauma psychologically and all that. And like we said, sometimes the money involved in the management alone tells you that even if you are a worker, sometimes that cannot sustain it. We have seen, a lot of posters, like you said in your introduction, so many people asking for, financial support just to stay alive. That tells you that they need support. And so however you can offer that support, if it's financial, even if it's an advice for those who don't know their state yet, like we're advocating, a routine checkup once a year for each person is something that will go a long way to help everybody that you come in contact with.
Madam Evelyn, what should we do better? And not assume that it's just death sentence.
I think we need to empathize with them, put ourselves in their shoe. Like she said, it's something that can happen to anybody. Whether you are rich, you are poor, it can happen to you. So the little that we can do to support, let's do. And like we mentioned earlier, we have to drink water always. We have to be intentional about ourselves, taking care of ourselves. You don't have to wait when you are thirsty, then you drink water. We have to be conscious about drinking water. You have to be conscious. The way you want to dress and look nice, wear beautiful clothes, you have to take care of your personal in and out. So it's very important.
You see, sometimes when we talk about kidney disease and how people should support, it's always, when it's like death, but somebody have lost, until it actually happens in your house, then you are able to feel it. Now, the surgeries that comes, why are they so expensive? Is it the doctors that are going to do that or I always wonder how expensive. Why is it so expensive?
So the machines and then the equipment they use, the maintaining them is also costly. So probably, I'm not too sure, but you are using probably the machines, dialysis machine. If it breaks down, to repair it, it's a lot of money. Sometimes you don't even have the engineers, in your setting. You have to bring people from another place to work on them. So that alone is costly. It tells you that maintaining the equipment is costly. It means using it certainly will be costly.
Yeah.
The products they use, the solutions they use along with it are all things that are not manufactured here. And so that makes the cost even go higher.
And most of them are not things you can use and reuse. They are a single use. So I use it on you today. The next time you are coming, you have to use a different one. You see.
Oh, really?
So all that one adds to the cost.
So you can't you let somebody do the surgery and the person will be paying small? No, I've been looking at it. Like, if I have to pay $40,000 to do a kidney transplant, I don't have the $40,000.
But there has been an improvement in kidney care. In the past few years, dialysis was not covered by health insurance.
I think Mahama Care is doing something.
But now dialysis is,
so now dialysis is free?
Yes, it's free.
I think it's free to some extent.
People with the national health insurance, you're able to have some sessions free. So if you need more sessions, then that will be at a cost. But I think for a minimum of 8 sessions, it's free for a month.
A month, how many sessions do you need?
Depends on your lab figures. So some do twice a week, others do thrice a week. And I learned others can even do more than thrice a week.
A week?
In a week. Yes. So the health insurance will cover for 8 times in a month. Currently, that is, that is accessible for.
That's like at least 2 times in a week.
So if you need 3 times, then you pay
that coverage is just the process that you are going through. Well, you need to get some other items that they would need for the dialysis. So those ones you have to get them yourself.
No, like, I'm just thinking.
For costly, it is costly.
It is.
So even when they say free, I don't actually want to call it free, but there's a cost that has been cut away.
Yeah, so your burden is reduced.
If that cost were to be added, then it means we'll probably have just a few people even being able to do it.
Yeah.
But it is not free as in free as in free.
That's zero
cedis. No.
Then I believe some people may even be dying without even ever going to check if they have kidney issues.
But checking is not costly.
No, like when I said, I don't mean checking, like ever finding out. Because if I never check and I'm sick, you go, I think that there are times that people attribute some of the symptoms to other diseases. So if you don't meet a doctor or a specialist who will probe further to want to say, go and do this, you may be treating
a different thing.
Yes.
Yeah. Exactly.
There are times that I have treated malaria 2 to 3 times and only to find out that it was typhoid.
Let's say, for instance, you have an infection which is causing the kidney disease. So if you don't treat the infection, you keep doing the dialysis, but you don't see any improvement because the infection is still in the body. You see.
It's one of the things really on my heart, because I just wonder, hey, God, how could, like, well, I don't want to say something, but it's so disheartening.
Yeah.
Now, we always look at transplant. Let's look at the person who is willing to transplant their kidney to the other person. So if my husband or my boyfriend has a bad kidney, and I want to prove that I love him very, very well, and I want to remove one of my kidneys and give him, what should I look out for? Because I know you can even lose your life if you're not careful. You're the one going to transplant. But now it's been better. These few years, I don't hear of people passing on trying to give out their kidney. So if I want to donate my kidney, what should I know?
I think, first of all, are you even a match? Well, they have to do a lot of tests.
So after they have done the test and I'm a match, of course I'll be scared.
Every sickness scares us, or let's say every operation scares, the patient, and that's why they will tell you the likelihood of the outcome, that we are going to do an operation for you. So the doctor will explain to you, this is the operation, this is what we are going to do there. We are either cutting this or mending this or joining whatever. That explanation should be given you. Then you consent to it that it can be what? Good or bad.
Yeah, so they are telling you the risk factors
risk
and the
factors,
benefit of the operation that you have agreed
Then
to
you
do.
agree that I'll still do it. So yes, there will be an element of fear because I mean that is something you don't know when you open what you see also. They can do all the tests and all those things. Sometimes they open and then what they were expecting that it is not as such. And so you have to have a new plan. Even on the operation theater, you have to have a new plan and all that. So certainly there's an element of fear. That does not mean that we have not had success in operations. There have been numerous successes also.
Usually you're just the negative ones.
Yes, so there are numerous successes and testimonies to, people who have gotten better.
So so after I have donated my kidney, it is successful. I have gone through I'm a match. I've agreed to donate. Doctors have taken. Does the healing takes time for me? Yes. So what's the heal? I mean, like, how is the healing process?
It will just be like any other person who has undergone a surgery. There will be a wound at the site that they cut, and then when the wound heals, as in the physical wound we are seeing, and then the wound of all whatever they have cut inside, when all that heals, you are fine.
Now you're also left with one kidney.
One kidney.
So you also have to pray that nothing happens to that one.
Exactly.
Kidney.
Exactly. Risk factors: reduce your salt, reduce your sugar, reduce the fats you eat, exercise, take fruits and vegetables,
Drink a lot of
water, avoid alcohol, don't smoke. We know the things that are not healthy for us, right? If you just try to avoid them and live healthy, you'll be saying that you are avoiding. It's like you have seen evil and you decide to go this way. Even though here the evil could still shift to you, but at least consciously you have moved away.
Yeah. All right. Give us your final words on kidney disease, what we must do and know and all that. Anything for our final words for our viewers?
So my final words is let's all drink water. You see, I think it's not easy to drink water, but let's drink water and let's encourage one another. Sometimes it's not easy, like you said, to even go for a checkup. We as nurses, sometimes we are guilty. You're in the hospital and for the whole year, you don't know. But you just need sometimes to hear it again from another person. Do a checkup. So let's encourage one another. Let's drink water. Let's live healthy.
Okay, so go for checkup. Check. Let's be conscious of ourselves. Yeah, be deliberate. Yes.
Be cautious and be deliberate of yourself, because no matter what, we need you alive. Your husband, your wife, your father, your mother, the society need you alive. So go and have a checkup, your kidneys, and you'll be fine. It's been amazing bringing you this episode, and I believe that it has rekindled something in you to go for a general checkup, not just for your kidneys. Not just for your kidneys. I'm getting quite emotional on this topic, looking at the risk factors and what can happen to you. And I have to go and check again. It's been like three years. I haven't checked my kidneys. I have to go and check again. Thank you very much for watching. Have a good night. you for watching this episode on